Hey, all you Arizona lovers. This is the Finding Arizona podcast, episode number 389. I'm your host, Jose. Thank you so much for listening and watching. This is our year-end review. Brittany and I put this together so that you guys can enjoy a recap of what's been going on for the past 2023. And we want to just go into a little bit of what we're planning for the future and also reviewing who's at the top of the list, things like that. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is a very special one between Brittany and I and sharing with you the information that's been going on. But before we get into it, you can catch every episode of Finding Arizona Podcast at our website, findingarizonapodcast.com. We make it easy for you guys to connect with us. Everything is under Finding Arizona Podcast under social media wise. Check us out. Tell us who you want in next. If you want to just go ahead and send a direct line to us, that's findingarizonapodcast@gmail.com. And so I would like to also say that we are now and we get into it within the episode, we are now doing services for those who want to start your own podcast. So if you ever felt like you just had something to say or you want to share with people your ideas, what you're trying to do behind the scenes or whatever it may be, we're the people to help you out. So use our services, get a hold of us at the Found House, and we will help you guys make your dreams come true. You can send us an email, whatever way you want to connect with us, please do so. We hope you guys enjoy this episode. This is our 2023 year-end review. And as always, kisses, hugs, and belly rubs to our four-legged friends. We will see you next time. Welcome back, everybody. We are shooting episode 189. I believe this is off the top of my head. Yeah.
Stop it. If it's the 89...
180 or 289, sorry.
It should be 389.
389. You're absolutely right. I am horrible. I'm so sorry.
Because
it's 389. Yep, it is, because we're going to 400.
We're on road to 400. But also, 89 was a good year. So
yeah, we're both born in 89. That is very true. And today's episode is a year-end review, and I'm your host, Jose, and this is my producer, co-host, co-partner in life, Brittany Acevedo.
And cheers to you, our watcher, listener, viewer, supporter, friend.
We appreciate you very much.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Lori. We are so excited to, we always do this, actually. Technically, this is our second annual, maybe third annual year-end review, depending on the one that we did the very first time together, which is a bonus episode that you'll only get available on Spotify under our membership and Apple Podcasts under our membership. You can become a member and get secret episodes available.
Yeah.
I'm starting it this year. We're going to go over a lot of things.
So much happened this year. Can we just talk about their Spotify video? If you're watching it on Spotify, that's cool. YouTube video.
Yes, YouTube video.
So thank you for all our YouTube people now that are now getting this podcast.
And we'll go over that as well.
I'm excited.
What's popular. Yeah, just a lot of things have happened this year as far as our productions, and we're going to get into that also as a side business now. But yeah, we've done a lot to upgrade the podcast. And it was important to both of us that we, started including more avenues and revenue areas where we could help provide more voice for the people who come on our episodes.
Exactly. That's what we do it for, is our guests need to be seen and heard everywhere. So if you're catching it on Spotify, on YouTube, on all these different platforms, we want to make sure we're connecting all of our amazing guests with those listeners.
And that's the whole point, is just to absolutely make sure that you guys are also getting the best from us and what we can provide from our skill level and everything that we've previously learned on all the episodes before this, production-wise, making sure that you guys don't miss out on what we have under our hats as skills. And you can also get that now with our services. Again, we'll talk about Found House after we go over some stuff too.
It's got an agenda.
Yeah, I do have an agenda. We were talking about this off air. It's just like what we want to cover. One of the things I want to cover is our analytics and going over what we've accomplished as far as the episodes, who's in the top of the top, and just give them a shout out. So also reviewing a lot of the episodes and how we felt about them. Britt, you have your agenda. What was your piece that you wanted to bring? I
just want to sprinkle the love. I don't have any questions. I just want to sprinkle the love on some amazing moments this year, some of our favorites.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough to do this as a family. So a lot of these moments in 2023 have been with Atlas, our world. Mm-hmm. So I definitely have a lot of love to share on this moment's highlights and podcasts and moments.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we've kind of accomplished too, like you said, was the videos and the YouTubes. And under those YouTube episodes, you can also see our vlog, which someone here has been learning to edit. And that's, I think, one of my favorite things about last year is just you taking more control over that and having, you know, your moments of frustration, of course, because with editing, there's frustrations.
Does anyone else out there video edit and get frustrated?
It's
just
very,
me?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, one, you see where I'm coming from, but I'm also seeing what you learn through your eyes and how you learn through your eyes, which I think, to me, was the great part about learning more about you as part of my partner, but also learning more about me and how I can help and how I can teach and how I can do all of that. So I think that was one of the favorite things of last year. And then let's just ask one of your favorite things that you learned about last year in doing the podcast and the vlogs.
I want to point back to you saying we wear a lot of different hats. I don't think that our audience necessarily gets to see all the different hats that we as a podcast production company wear to not only produce these quality weekly episodes and have these amazing guests to share with you guys, but we're also full-time in our own, businesses,
Yeah.
being supported out in the community. I work for No Women, which is an amazing women's media organization. And anybody here in Phoenix, I would love for you to come crash any of our No Women parties. I'll invite you to them.
Always plugging. We're always plugging. If you don't know about us, we're always trying to promote.
That person's going to drop in the comments here, promo SM, hashtag promo SM. I mean, what are you not doing if it's 2024 and you're not promoting something that you're passionate about and you love? And if you don't know already, Jose's a landscape architect.
I do.
So good. He's like, I do landscape.
Yeah, I like doing landscape. But yeah, I mean, I love doing this and doing this with you and everything in between. I've learned a lot and want to just share that as much as possible and give a lot back to the community, like you said. So yeah, my passion is this, and my passion is landscape. For those of you who don't know, I work at EPS Incorporated, which is a large-scale just landscape and engineering and all of that. But on top of that, they allow me to work home so that I can provide for my son and as a caretaker and just have those moments of real passion between doing their jobs and what I'm doing here at home and, teaching our son and also doing our podcast. It's, this year's been very much a juggling act and learning, and so I'm very happy where I am right now, and there's so much more that I'm excited for this year. So I want to jump right into doing some of our episodes review, if that's okay with you, and give some shout outs to our guests who have made the top of the list. I have a whole analytics. This is also one part analytics because I looked over who's being listened to the most episodes. So these are based on everyone who is part of our Spotify. This is our top, I guess you could say our top 10 episodes.
The roundup.
Yeah. And number 10 is ONEAZ Credit Union. I'm going to work my way to number 1.
Starting at 10.
Yeah, starting at 10. So really great.
Way backwards.
Yeah, so really great that ONEAZ allowed us to interview them, being that they're one of the most recognizable credit unions, but I would also have to say most community involved driven.
Right.
You can see them sponsor a lot of the local teams here. You can see
like
them,
State 48,
State 48
and Mike
works with
and his
them.
credit card. If you don't
Yeah.
see him or hear his commercial, I was listening to another podcast. I had to pause it and share it with Jose one afternoon because I was like,
check this out. Who is this?
And Mike's Bank, wait, what? And this is like a national podcast. So if you're listening, ONEAZ, we're ready to work with you again.
Mm-hmm.
And you're one of our top 10 episodes. And
Number 10.
love State 48.
Number 9, Impact Real Estate. I always like talking to the real estate groups. It's just really fun to get to know your local living situation, like what certain trends and what they're available updates, because that market is really growing fast. And when we bought our house, we knew it was important to kind of start to learn that aspect of it. So there's a lot of real estate agents. There's a lot of people who want to be great community involvers. So our particular shout out would be Josh Zuniga, because he was our agent.
Josh Zuniga.
Yeah, it's fantastic to know him. He's a great individual too. He started a second business with Ivy. So that's really wonderful for him. And he's growing his family. He just got married to his special person, and they have 2 kids. She has 2 kids, and they share, and they look like very happy.
Love them.
Yeah. Number 8 is NOTMYKID, which is a local nonprofit organization.
Yeah, the nonprofits were on my list to shout out. We did a lot of nonprofits this year, which I think is telling coming after like this new pandemic normal, right? 2023 was like, okay, this is our new normal. We're through it. How do we support our community and really rise up those voices that need to be heard the most?
Yeah.
So I think we focused a lot on our nonprofits this year, giving them an outlet, sharing their stories.
Yep.
I want to ask you, like, how is that hard, easy, difficult for you to have those types of episodes with somebody and then have to go live your life? Like,
and it's really interesting because I asked them kind of similar questions about like, how do you deal with this on a daily basis and still go home and be like a family person? Or if you're just like, how do you deal with regular life when you do those harder situations? And a lot of them, some of them say faith-based, or just like, trying to be as much involved and focus on the positivity, which is always great. I love that every single individual is different on that level, because, some of the harder stuff, it's just really complicated in that they are trying to support something that is trying to bigger than them.
Absolutely.
And so I really do have an appreciation, and I've learned a lot from those individuals, because it really makes me proud that I was like, oh man, I know you, and now I know what this nonprofit is, and I really want them to feel like they can come to us and share that stuff. So
no spoilers, but Helping Hands was on my list. AZ Helping Hands, Oakley's Oath, love that one we did this year. Those are just a couple.
That's a cute one, though.
Besides NOTMYKID.
Cute in the sense that it's for animals. It's Oakley's Oath is helping people know about the safety regulations that you need for your animals, your pets and animals.
Right, and Arizona is such a water safety state. You wouldn't think being in the desert you would need that, but somebody like that on her podcast, a lot of our episodes share how important it is to be educated in that.
Yeah.
In so many different things. You think you're learning about one podcast and how to save your pup's life, but now you're learning about water education and contractor conversations. Like, these are the type of things we bring you.
Yeah. So we did an episode with the CLOTHERIE, which is a local business over at the nonprofit. That's number 7.
Oh, cool.
Nice. And great episode. Was really about history of the clothing shop that they own. Just understanding the clientele.
If you've been to the Biltmore, you've seen them.
Yes.
Custom tailoring. It's an amazing place.
Number 6 is Moy Fragrances, which I really enjoyed the episode because it had a lot to do with the particulars of making a product-based fragrance. So using your senses, smell. Men's fragrance. Yeah. Really great episode to do. So that's why they're at number 6. Number 5 is Your Girl Melt by Melissa.
Mel! cool. Yeah, so if you don't know Melt, it is the amazing brow skincare, self-care love place. There's a place in Scottsdale. It's called The Mothership. The Frederick is in Midtown.
Yeah.
And if you live here, you got to check it out. If you're visiting, you have to check it out. It's amazing. She just launched her skincare line this year too, which is 5 different products.
Nice.
Do you use it?
I do use it.
I see you using it.
I have used it. It's nice.
And Mel and I were actually on a panel this year, which was really cool because she got to share her story again about vision, goal setting, like really having big dreams and accomplishing them. She still is doing that every single day. So go back and listen to her episode. It's really good.
Number 4 is David from Phoenix Biomedical, who's the executive director. And it was really great, again, using that episode as a way to look at a bigger sense of culture in a campus, in a big facility. When you do operations like that, we like to kind of capture the bigger picture because you're dealing with that culture and you're dealing with a campus-wide group or entity. So I love that episode just from that standpoint of it being a bigger look at a larger scale operations and culture. Number 3 is Francis Boutique.
Ooh, Jade.
Jade, yes, who owns also the Linger Longer Lounge.
Yep.
We enjoy going over there as well. But the Francis Boutique is just really great, a place where when we go there, a lot of the times it's for events and local events and just using that experience there, which is really beautiful. It's like they have a lot of good community shop. A lot of local love done out there. Number 2 is Phoenix Greenwall, which is now the VERT
PLANTWORKS.
VERT PLANTWORKS.
Talk about a small business that had big goals. They rebranded themselves. Now they're a global company, so that's why they went from, Phoenix Plant. What was it before? I'm sorry.
Phoenix Greenwalls.
Phoenix Greenwalls, right? Having Phoenix in your name. A lot of time people ask us, like, don't you feel like you painted yourself in a circle, like, or a corner when you say Finding Arizona podcast? Like, you can't talk more than that. And it's like, no, that's what we want to talk about. Yeah. But they rebranded it and now they're global VERT PLANTWORKS. They also work out of the McKinley Club, which is a very cool local community space run by Celine and Kevin. This is Ray Ray. She's just a little needy right now. But we were there. The No Women had a space there for about 1.5 years, which was great community building there.
And now you're at the Industrious.
Love Industrious. So if you are watching this, you have an Industrious by you, go find Industrious. Yes. They're great.
It's really great. Next up is, and our number 1
drum roll
for Spotify top episodes is Hustle and Meditate.
Oh, talk about self-care for 2023.
Yeah, so that's one of those things that's like, you never know what you're going to get with these lists and who makes it to the top, but you're also surprised that when you think about it, it's like they have a lot of things that they do for what they are under their LLC. But they were there talking about their pop-up boutique that was downtown Phoenix. And for me, it was really interesting just to kind of see, it's like, wow, it really is, a grassroots kind of thing. It's like, you don't know who you're going to get at the top of the list. So
all these different episodes, these different people we bring in the doors. I'd love to see it.
And so we're very excited to now kind of just let you guys know that you can get that kind of experience and exposure here with us as our services now. And we call everything we've kind of made a new umbrella for our operations called the Found House.
Yay!
And, if you're interested in being on the episode, or if you're interested in producing your own podcast, or you're looking for a little video clip for your promotions. You
found the house.
You found the house. You found us.
And that goes to show, like, Jose was talking about earlier in the beginning of the episode, all the different hats that we get to wear. I know a lot of times you only see some of them, but with the podcast production services, now we're going to wear all of them to help produce your podcast. We actually added one to our repertoire this year, 2023, the High Achieving Female Podcast, which is an amazing podcast to listen to for inspirational females. But it was cool. We were watching SportsCenter today, and a commercial came up for Cool Threads, which is a t-shirt company founded by Melissa Purvis, and Jose actually was editing the episode, the audio of it, learning about the story, and I was doing a lot of the graphics and behind the scenes of it. We both came up and we're like, wait, we know her. Oh my gosh, huge support. So we don't do it for the clout. It's cool to see our, people up there in their podcast commercials. But we want to do it for sharing your stories, and that's what we're here to do. So I know you've been thinking about, should I start this podcast? Yes, absolutely. We're going to help you do it. It's all about the community.
Yeah, and so with that, we wish you all a happy 2024.
Yes.
Make sure you look us up on our website, findingarizonapodcast.com. We make it easy for you guys to connect with us.
Catch our videos, because we did some great video episodes. A quick little, I know we don't have a lot of time today to go into it, but YouTube, we talked about it earlier. We went on YouTube this year, and we have some amazing top YouTube videos.
Okay.
5.
I'm going to do actually 10. We're just going to do all 10.
Okay.
Over Easy, which
Love
is
that.
number 10. Great episode. Wonderful Eats. We got a chance to talk with 3, one owner, one chef, and another owner. And so it was a lot. It was very, very much a fun episode. Squeeze, number 9.
Cool.
Yeah, and a local place to get your massage on. Wonderful experience, and the wonderful story that we got along with it from...
Drink, if you hear Jose say the time, wonderful.
Wonderful. Number 8, Pathways Early College Academy. Interesting episode just from the dynamic of having their vice principal on as their spokesman. It was really cool, too.
Number 7.
Restoration HQ.
Oh, cool.
Yes, so we got a chance to talk about the restoration and where it's at and how you deal with it on a big scale, commercial scale. So it just made me interested in what we deal with our subs on restoration for my job. Leo and Lucas, number 6.
Oh, yes.
Video episodes for YouTube.
Yeah, and that's where we get a chance to really show our video capabilities of what we do here. It's not just an interview like this where you're sitting.
Walk around now. That was part of that episode. And then it's like...
Katie built an amazing community space, Uptown Phoenix, where littles can just play, and you can have like-minded parents to connect with. So you'll see Atlas as a model in a lot of their posts. We sign off on that photo waiver. We love it. We'll support it any day. But shout out to Leo and Luca. I love them.
Number 5 is Miss Arizona Women of Purpose, which is an episode where you're just really talking about a lot of just back and forth with what you deal with when you're in the limelight of a competition like that, what you do with pageantry. Yes, sorry. But when you're dealing with that, kind of focus on also what she's been promoting, which is helping college students prepare for their degree in the beginning. So that was a great episode. Number 4 is PITA Jungle.
Cool.
And his local eats.
Love Basil.
Yes, Basil is
great episode.
Fantastic, and they're celebrating, I think, their 20th anniversary.
Yeah, 20th anniversary.
Yeah, so it's really great to see places like this that have a really big mark in the Valley area. Just giving them a shout out and being a part of their storytelling.
Yes, and while we're on them, I need to shout out their PR, Mac Media. They've been a huge supporter and just partner for the podcast. If you were at the Oktoberfest from Tempe this year, if not, you can watch a little bit of the vlog, Atlas's POV. This guy right here was in the bratwurst eating contest, so I'll tease that really quick. But thank you so much, Robin. Thank you so much, Erica. If you need any PR services, Mac Media Relations are your girls. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a very interesting. I got second place. I'm just saying. It was close. I just lost to the champ, the 2-time champ now. Anywho, Boy Scouts of America and Grand Canyon Council was our number 3 video episode. Number 2, Mark Taylor, which is recognizable all throughout the Valley.
Mark Taylor.
Yeah, it's a very, very
in Arizona,
big investing company. Very cool to talk to one of their employees.
Down to earth.
Yeah, really great
to
episode.
know the whys behind the buildings.
Passionate about what he does. It's great. It was wonderful. Number 1. And very drum roll, please, for our video episodes. UwuCon, which is
awesome.
It's an anime festival, and it was
look at us doing anime conventions here on the Finding Arizona podcast.
And it just goes to show you again, it's like these these episodes are so unique and different on all scales, but also what we're capable of doing. I mean, that was a sit-down episode in our own home, so it was just really wonderful.
It was fun
to grow and really we're chugging along this year. We're going to do more video episodes. We're just really accomplishing what we said we were going to do as far as business owners and under Found House. We're capable of so many things, and we hope you guys are wanting to join us on our journey.
Love it.
Yeah, and so with that, we will wish you a happy 2024. And remember, catch us here, FindingArizonaPodcast.com, social media under Finding Arizona Podcast, and we'll end this episode with kisses, hugs,
and belly rubs.
See you guys. Bye.
You are watching the Finding Arizona Podcast. You're watching the Finding Arizona Podcast.